Okay, so today I'm gonna show you how to make eggplants. So this is actually eggplants. I'm become like very good in this eggplant because my wife, she loves this eggplants, and I'm making so much and so many different ways. So we were in a desert city, Jaipur, and we staying in a guest house, so we cannot make our own eggplants. So I say okay. So this eggplants I'm using like if you see the round one, you can use the longer one also. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. I'm using 7 for eggplants. You can use 2 Roma tomato because this recipe is like lots of tomatoes. So 1 eggplants, 2 Roma tomatoes. So what I'm gonna do today, so I'm gonna slice this. So I'm just sitting outside, like enjoying nice temperature right now. Evening is better here, so you can slice them. I like, this way is like nicer, easy way to slice them. When you slice them, it's easy to fry them and faster. And eggplants actually absorbs lots of oil, so I'm gonna put a little bit salt in them. I'm gonna slice them, and you don't have to put the salt, but you can like do the same the both way. You can just slice them like this. You don't have to take the skin off. And I took the steam off because you don't use this in this recipe, so otherwise in some of the Indian recipe you can use. So here's the eggplants. So we cut this. I'm gonna add some salt here. Okay, so now you can see this eggplants. When you add like salt and sprinkle, you can see so much water coming down. So this is one of the way. You don't have to do that way, but now I'm gonna fry it. So I'm gonna fry this for like very quick, like just both sides fast and then turn it off. So you can see I'm just frying a little quick and high heat, and just keep eye on them. Just put this. I don't like deep fry. If you have a cast iron, because I don't have cast iron, so I'm doing in this kadhai. But you can do in a cast iron, in a flat surface. You can just fry both sides, maybe like 1 minute one side, 1 minute other side, and then it's done. So look, this little quick fry is done. Literally like you can do literally 1 minute only. Okay, so here is the eggplants I finished. See, I fry them very quickly and with half cup of olive oil. So now I'm using some tomatoes. I'm using actually 6 whole tomatoes. So these tomatoes are pretty big. As I was talking about that 1 eggplants, you can use 2 tomatoes. If using just 1, then you need like some sauce. For this, since these tomatoes are bigger also, so I'm gonna use I use 7 eggplants. See, become they smaller, but they're pretty good amount. So 7 eggplants. I'm using 6 Roma tomato, and because since these are a little bigger, sometimes in America have a little smaller size, so you can use those 8 or 9. You can use them because I'm making this a tomato base. So I still have some oil left here. I'm gonna add 3 to 4 tablespoons olive oil. And what I do sometimes, I roast them in the stove. You can roast them in a firewood. But right now I'm not gonna do, not much time. So I'm just gonna put this in the blender and burn them. Okay, so now I'm gonna fry. So I have a garlic. So this garlic, you can see I'm using. So I crushed them, and I'm using. Actually, this is from the garden. We just picked them from the garden. So these are leaves. I'm using green leaves, garlic leaves, and plus garlic. You can use a bunch of garlic for this. So if you're using just garlic, we can use 8 to 10 cloves of garlic. So now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna put this garlic first, right here, and right after, just fry this for just literally for 1 minute. And now I'm gonna add this tomato. And now I'm gonna cook this tomato for 10 to 15 minutes for medium heat. So this recipe is very easy. There's not so much spices, but lots of garlic. And so you can use, like, you can make so many different ways this eggplants. So this is one of the way I'm making. Okay, so now I'm gonna add chili powder here. So I'm gonna add like 1/4 of teaspoon of chili powder here. You can add more or to taste. So let's mix this all. And I'm not adding any salt here because in eggplants already have salt. So I cooked this tomato 15 minutes, and now I'm gonna add this eggplants here. So here I'm gonna mix this and cover this and cook this for 5 minutes only. So I'm not adding salt because I had already sprinkled salt on this eggplant, so I already have some salt here. So I'm gonna see and taste this, and you can add later also if you need it. Okay, so this eggplant is done. This is the final presentation.